Okay, YouTube. Am I live? Am I live? Okay. Well, I want to start off on this, right? YouTube, right? Spots is in deep hell right now. A person who's really liable for 3 years straight. So they basically, pending this on the PS5, is doing nothing but toss on the red meat to Spots fam or their fans boys. Yeah. And Esme Gold telling the truth.
That you have to, buy an Xbox or you have to buy a PlayStation.
I totally agree. Xbox and PlayStation needs to give up exclusivity. Slowly, PlayStation's gonna hurt. Now, let's talk about the fact that uh Gears of War E Day was supposed to come out as a multi-platform game with PS5, PC, and Xbox. Not just Xbox, but also PC and PlayStation. Now, clearly, it was a last minute decision as we just going downhill. And multi-platforming saved them, basically. And now, last minute decision was made from Xbox was get rid of PlayStation. No more multi-platforming. Gears of War Day, Clockwork Revolution are exclusive to Xbox. And here's the thing where I don't believe this is going to be forever be their exclusive. They think Collision Studios is their flagship, but it hasn't been for years. So to me, I believe Xbox is just making a huge mistake doing these, like pulling back from multi-platforming, and find out they doing this so bad. And according to uh Matt Booty, he's saying Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revelation are not timed, suggesting there is no plans to bring them to the PS5 in the future. And yet, that's not what we've been hearing. We have a reliable source, Snicker SO, who coming out and actually saying they talking about reversing the decision of exclusives. That means Gears of War E-Day is gonna be in multiplat. Clockwork Revolution is gonna be multiplat. And I believe him. Or them. Actually, I don't know if it's a he or a she, but I believe them. The reason why I believe them, because they have been right for the past 3 years before Phil Spencer announced multi-platform for 4 games. And this person was correct since December 2023. So 3 years now, they were correct. Very, very reliable. So this is a 180 turn from Xbox under the new leadership, which it doesn't change the fact they are pulling the same exact thing. Um, so Gears of War, it looks good, I think, but if you have to considering this, Tom Warren from Inside Gaming said Microsoft changed the Gears of War E-Day to a Xbox exclusive the last minute. If you want an ultimate proof of that, they posted a podcast today and forgot to remove the PS5 from eDay art. Xbox has removed the video now. And Xbox marketing vice president say, "Hey Tom, I can't confirm this is not true. We have limited knowledge of this news to a very small internal group. Intention to was shared this news first with our players and everyone watching the showcase. What's not true? It is not true that it was a last minute decision. You're pulling the exact same stunt as Starfield from 5 years ago. So we're living in a history repeat right now. So this is Aaron from 2001. Starfield will be launching exclusively on Xbox Series S and S PC November 11th, 2022. Game Pass members can play it one day as well on Xbox and PC. I know we have said this before, and none of has or will change. And this person called them 4K bullshit. See, now they use it launching exclusively. They will come back saying it will be released later on other platforms. And this is Respawn. We have tried to be clear as possible, not a time exclusive. This is simply where the game is being made. Yeah, you try put it on Game Pass, you put it on PC and Xbox, but it didn't so well. It didn't done your favors, so you put it on the PS5. Just like Gears of War E or Gears of War Reloaded, which is so like total of basically 684,000 copies on the PlayStation, which it was almost a million copies. So I would let them work on that. I know. Reliable source, like I said, sneakers, SO. The issue with exclusive is not volume. If Microsoft made 100% of their games that aren't Bethesda or Activision Xbox exclusive, it would still want to turn hardware situation around. IOTA PC Steam releases they wanted particularly has given the folks perfect avenue completely avoid Xbox hardware. The really messed up part is that they are very much aware of this, so pinning this on the PS5 is doing nothing but tossing a red meat to the PlayStation or the fanboys, not PlayStation, but fanboys, which is true. And look, Halo is coming to the PlayStation still, just like Fable, which here's the thing, Halo campaign involved has the highest pre-order on fucking PlayStation right now. The highest. Now, let's go on this. And this is actually a valid point. Bring Asha Sarmas in Xbox statements, I realized that all her proposal were the things that Phil Spencer tried at the time. Result, they all failed. That's because Phil once said it was said very assertively Xbox lost the generation they want have lost the ones. Game Pass, hooliganism, accusation, exclusives, console populism, culturism, closeness to the fan, Phil did all that too. So let's not act like Asha has discovered Night. This is a cycle. Uh and this is where it's going to happen. And so this is also a valid point. Um saw this interesting post over the install base forum, which tries to break down Microsoft's accountability and marketing. So basically, they only have 3%, which that's 30%. And they lost $20 billion. Unlike PlayStation, they only lost 700 and a 2 or a 5 million from Bungie. So, which makes the 3% even more insane, theory. Given it includes Activision Blizzard King, Minecraft, they also just released a new entry for their biggest SGS franchise, the Forza Horizon 6. This is nuts. Apples and oranges comparison. Absolute or obviously, but does anyone know how Sega was performing private and losses wise before they pulled the plug? I don't remember how they pull, but you know, Xbox has no desire to move away from the console's success. Yet you're doing it opposite. You're doing opposite. We heard this. You're doing opposite what you just said. This has been the opposite. Action speaks louder than words. Let's be clear. It really does. Um so the information Microsoft has concerning spinning out Xbox plans new Halo and Fallout games. So this is the information that uh I have to read it. Oh, I have to read it. Is it subscribe? Okay. So as a Microsoft's game rate overall is struggling Xbox gaming unit, it hasn't ruled out spending out or restructuring the unit as a wholly owned subsidiary, which it could make it easier to sell or create a joint venture with other partners, creating three people with the direct knowledge of this discussion. So this is where it happens. They have not ruled out restructuring Xbox relationships to Microsoft at some point, but I think they're gonna wind up selling Xbox as a whole. This is where it goes. This information is a super reliable industry industry outlet with a very good scoop. Yet, uh, let's see. See right there, they are. Can someone smarter than me explain what the difference between being subsidiary and what they are now? They're idiots. There's the truth. I know. This is where the news broke out. Has concerning spinning off Xbox. The Windows Maker is also weighing options such as creating a joint venture with other partners as it appears to overhaul the unit, which it could make the gaming business easier to sell. I don't know, it's a wait and see situation, but I'm gonna be really honest here. Now, there's a possibility Gears of War 2 remake will be a multi-platform, but it could always change as exclusive. But honestly, I think they should leave it as a multi-platform because they already have the old games on Xbox. I think they're gonna do the remake as a multi-platform, and then boom, uh, they're gonna have it like that. Uh,
The leaders of the
so basically Microsoft and Xbox are only investing for AI, nothing more. This is the if version. I removed that, so
The Xbox division put out a memo today saying that we should expect a hard reset of Xbox coming soon. They said that there are massive increases in the prices of components and that Xbox might need a new business model. So, as a big gamer who's enjoyed many happy hours on Xbox, Satya, I have to ask, what is your strategy for Xbox?
The challenge now for us is to think about how do you innovate both in hardware as well as in the games going forward in a world in an economically viable way, right? I think one of the things that Asha, who's just taken over Xbox, put out.
I feel like he doesn't believe in the new CEO of Xbox. Howsoever, how he does done that look, I just feel like he doesn't trust her.
Is that we've invested a lot. No one can accuse Microsoft of not having invested for the last 25 years. And now we have to turn this into a sustainable business that delivers what is fundamentally one of the best sources of entertainment still. The challenge we have is we're not been monetizing that entertainment.
See, when he said they haven't monetized the entertainment for them, sounds like they're planning something, which that could be the ads.
In fact, if anything, we've been subsidizing that entertainment. In fact, like there's more monetization of Xbox games happening on YouTube than at Microsoft.
I mean, can you give us just any more detail? Like when I hear that, I think, okay, so maybe like the Xbox.
So basically, I feel like they're going to add ads. How it sounds. And now, going on, since the layoffs are just happening right now, and that's what he said, bemoaned the performance of its Xbox division, claiming that YouTube makes more money from the gaming arm than it does. That doesn't surprise me. So, Xbox Game Studio boss Craig Duggan is stepping down after 18 months in a role in which he was there with Xbox for almost 15 or 20 years. Studios will report to Xbox CCO Matt B until a replacement is found. Xbox Game Studio Chief of Staff Lucy O'Connor will also be leaving the company at the same time, which is a bad sign. When those two are gone, that's a bad sign. Now, let's get now. This person says Studios has previously been saved from layoffs at Xbox are no longer safe, even those with the stay releases. And he did call it out. So he said, I think this might suggest that Obsidian could be hit given the description, the fact that Avalon often share insider information about them, claiming he still has friends there. So, god damn it, get the fuck away. So this is doesn't surprise me. So apparently, Microsoft Studio has been told in the past that layoffs won't affect them or getting different message now after the recent announcements. Formerly safe studios are now telling employees aren't sure having management changes and have stay releases under Microsoft. So basically, they just lied to the public, lie out in the open. That's so sad. Now, rumor has it Project Helix could launch without a controller, which Helix is a hybrid Xbox PC gaming system. Well, the report got debunked. It could still be coming with a controller. Okay, at the same time, going back on the CEO of Microsoft here, Satya Nadella said he believes there's more moderation of Xbox games happening on YouTube than on its own company following Xbox Asha Sharma's recent commitment to reset the gaming branch. There was no resetting. It's the exact same repeating. And this man right here, He does make a comment, expose Xbox deeply in which it hurts them. He said this, chat with IGN about the whole Xbox It, Xbox Xbox thing. I was pretty candid. Some of my comments from the article. You can tell 10 millions of the console loyalties that the bots is dead. Move to the Windows overnight without forging the goodwill you just spent 100 days rebuilding or potentially pissing off 25-year fans. So Xbox still shipping hardware, keeping the smaller exclusives to keep core warm, but actual center of gravity is quietly sliding to PC mobile cloud. Helix being have a console, have PC is a compromise made physical that would Helix is most commonly known from biologically describe a human DNA with a two intertwined spiral strands form a twisted ladder. It's literally in the name Xbox covering console PC. So that means I want to reply. I'm like, what's the whole point if it's a hybrid console PC for Xbox? What's the whole point of for them having an exclusivity when it just doesn't make no sense? Like on the layoff studios, most boasts are the ones are brilliant for Prestige, right? And for the spreadsheet. Double Fines and Ninja Theories and portfolio beloved talent disease critically adore and small are the chopping block, which he did confirm they were on chopping block. They're wonderful for the hearts, minds, but hard to defend marketing review or margin review. That's so sad. You just literally admit what this is. I'm generally worried about the tier of a studio given it rhetoric in the memo. Elliott said Xbox smaller development teams were acquired in the era of growth at all costs in that area, especially that what this memo underwinding again, it's not new either in 2024. Xbox shut Tango Gameworks fresh off High Five Rush and closed Arcane Austin 2. Those studios were prestige rich. Talent Denise modest on the balance sheet. The memos were we expanded the studio system and found ourselves overextended. In the same logic, they ended Tango under Bowie and Spencer. So they just putting Spencer under the bus when it was I think it was Bowie and Ball that was behind it, not Spencer. But I could be wrong. I keep it wrong. There is a major possibility without worth naming. Elliot concludes that covenant language and Condor are making a real strategy uncertain clearest evidence that contraction is saying inside the yeah. So basically that's not looking good. That's not looking good, but I want to ask him what's the whole point for Xbox to have exclusivity when their new console is a hybrid half console and PC. It sounds like they're going to competition with Steam. So if I like if that's the case, going to competition with Steam, they should be giving their exclusive or make it multi-platform, go against Steam. Like, hello, that's not what the actual hell. So he basically is posting certain things that's not really true. And like I said, Xbox Helix has AI integration in it. I done my research. Uh so Bloomberg, several Xbox studios, including Compulsion Games, Ninja Theory, Double Fine, are in active negotiation with Xbox to spin off as they try to afford closer, which is a good thing. They try and do it. Which is sad to see the studio shut down. I think it'd be the best if they just spin themselves off. Now going back to the independent, so it's good. It's good, and it's where so Cambridge, England-based Ninja Theory, the maker of Hellblade, is also in conversation with Xbox, as are several other studios across the portfolio that are at risk being shuttered. The studios may still have the opportunity to buy themselves back from Xbox and go independent, though many employees will likely lose their jobs as a result. All this mess is from Microsoft. They are so fucking rich. They have $1 trillion on them. So clearly, this is not rumor. This has been confirmed. You cannot consider it as rumor if it's confirmed. So I hope, I'm just saying, I hope they go independent. So far, as I see it, Microsoft is in deep shit. Now, let's see. So Xbox new hardware is up in the air. It may not happen despite their announcements. More retail stores will pull Xbox from the sale, and Microsoft becoming 100% third-party publisher. And this is according to a reliable leaker named Sneakers SO, that without going into much detail, not long after last round layoffs, one should be coming out first quarter 26, by the way, and it's going to be just a massive as the last one. Some rumblings out of Xbox starting coming out, there were a little hard to believe. Ooh. Ooh. Ouch. What's up, JJ? Now, this reliable source, Snickers, SO, says exclusives are absolutely not happening. Okay, so let's say, for example, Gears of War EA has $400 million budget. They want that game to sell 7 million copies. Only the highest Gears of War game that ever got in that close was Gears of War 2. So their best bet is just have Gears of War EA to be multiplat. They cannot rely exclusivity rest of their life because they are like in a deep hole, and that's just bad move, right? Oh, that's just goddamn in Spanish. Where's the English version? Oh, come on, English version, English version. There we go. He said this as well back in December the 14th, 2023. Are we talking about Bethesda games, APK games, Xbox Studios game, or all of them for the ports? I have always felt Sony should have launched their GAAS games as a wide platform base possible too, but it feels like less and less like Xbox makes sense. All of them. I know several high-profile Bethesda titles who report work starting up a few months ago. Also, I have acknowledged a APK in general, not a single project that was in a dev or that has gotten internal approval to have a exploratory milestone achieved. It has a single discussion exclusivity. I also know of the several titles that fall squarely under XGS, Xbox game studio titles that have yet to be announced that now are doing PlayStation, Xbox, Switch to development. The console wars are basically over. The public doesn't know it yet. So basically, this was 2023. He was absolutely on the mark, right? I just don't believe these two games would ever sell well as exclusivity. But if they're multi-platform, probably. Um. So. Uh. This. When was this? March 20. Oh, earlier this year. So what Kelly is saying wasn't even in the news. We have been talking about this in interests in insider circles for 9 months. Yeah, basically they screwed themselves. Is it the guy that said Microsoft wouldn't do a next gen console, or that there weren't going to be a mass Xbox layoffs in January? Basically. No, Xbox isn't porting its console exclusive to PlayStation. It's just hard. Oh wow. That doesn't make no sense. When is this? June 15th. This was yesterday. Okay, now let's go right here, right? He said, without going into much detail, not long after the last round of layoffs, the next one should be coming in the first quarter 26, by the way. Next one should be coming in quarter 1 2020 or 26, by the way. It's going to be just a mess of the last one. Some rumblings out of Xbox aren't coming out of where the little hard belief. So I'm out of breath. So what he's saying, that doesn't make sense. But like, you want to know what really makes sense though? Multi-platforming, because they lost $20 billion fucking dollars, and they're doing the exact same thing what Phil Spencer is doing. So let me ask you this, JJ. How does it make sense for them going exclusivity when their new system is a goddamn hybrid PC console? It's like they're going up against Steam, not PlayStation. Ramification of a COD GP Gambit not working out where it's starting to get properly measured, but thing that really stuck out to me that suddenly really concrete plans for actual Microsoft Xbox hardware went from being tentative to up in the air, which was really starting given that this thing was meant to be out relatively soon. Yeah, that's kind of bullshit. You see what I'm saying? They should never done that. They should never done that. Now, Microsoft is 100% considering spending off Xbox or selling Xbox as a whole brand. With it was one of those situations where, despite folks being told, "Hey, we want to pull the trigger on this in 2026," the steps would need to take in delete up delivering a new console gen weren't met. Lots of things that were sure things started getting pushed. The Costco retailer pulling Xbox, apparently there are one of the many that we're learned about soon, told me I need to know. To sum it up, the future of Xbox is software publishing, significantly honed and focused profitable IPs, COD, World of Warcraft, Minecraft, Candy Crush, for Horizon, cloud gaming being the home of Xbox platform, transitioning Game Pass into basically becoming the point of entry subscription for xCloud assets, which will continue to drive its price tag higher, by the way. They aren't done there just yet either. In releasing their software on any device that has a marketplace, users willing to buy their tiles. Maybe some OEM thing will take up Xbox name, but given what is clearly a collapse in the favorable mind share and faith in said brand, I'm not even sure the third party OEM is gonna want to have Xbox console by the time Microsoft is done with their uh of their division. So let's talk about what he said. So clearly he's basically confirming. They gonna say, oh, he's lying. No, they are basically confirming, because that's what's happening for the past 4 years. Was Xbox was relying on Game Pass so much. That's where their hardwares were going down, down, down. Because once you put your exclusivity games on Game Pass for free, that's where you're not making profit. You should have waited like a year or months later. That is the problem that Xbox has right now, is they leaning on Game Pass so much and they still doing it. So and this was 5 days ago. There has always been discussion around exclusivity happening in some form or fashion. It's never coming back. uh so Xbox is definitely fucked. Uh Xbox is totally fucked for bringing exclusivity back. And Patches, stop, come here. So Patches, my baby, you got to stop. Fact that Microsoft wants to reverse course on Xbox exclusives right now, or that is some kind of weird PR site hand us for showcase. Exclusive games is a foundation of strategy for the post-memory crisis. Just how far they go with it remains to be seen. Obvious, Microsoft, the CEO, likes to change strategy and create uncertainty a lot. And Mr. PR controlled, aka making yeah, his how about these nuts? Got him. That doesn't make sense, but you like what you want to know what really, really makes sense though alone? These nuts got him. Yeah, that's kind. We're talking about how exclusivity for Xbox doesn't make no sense here. And yes, I'm not recording. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Kick. I'm live on Twitch. We are we Well, it's your fault you had. God damn it. I'm always up and down, up and down. I broke this fan's leg. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a sound alert, dummy. So, anyways, it doesn't make no sense. Gears of War 8 and Clockwork Revolution being exclusivity. Is it cheers? Is it just don't believe his words because he's one of who was involved screwed Phil Spencer over. Either way, they're on the record of denying it and own it if they change course again. They need. And this is true. So where's? Oh yeah. Oh wait, I am. Replied. 8-day sales figures come in. That's gonna wind up being true. That's gonna wind up being true. Gun on replies. Right. And I call Ball and Bowie a corporal rats of a liars. Let's see. And I went on saying this. Bullshit. Gears of War Reloaded sold 648,000 copies on the PS5 since day and day launch last summer. It's that Game Pass that ruined it. So, which is 100% true. Let's see here. Okay, this is me replying him. This is me. I highly doubt it because you and Buddy are putting Xbox at risk, though, where Microsoft is going to spin y'all off or sell the whole brand as a whole gaming division in Greenberg Glide. You're lying right now. I can tell y'all are nothing but corporal screwing up, Mr. Ball. The reliable source has been correct so far for Astrama. She has conned everyone. Xbox is going deep in the ocean. You guys ain't doing jack shit. Bad for business from y'all. AI being involved with Xbox Helix. This is my first ever most view tweet here. I have called him out. He's not going to reply. Let's be clear. He's not going to reply back. because he's afraid. He is so afraid. Look, he retweeted something that was against the CEO, the current CEO. That's a problematic. That is embarrassing. Why would you have him as a CSO? That doesn't make no sense. So I went on this. I said, this motherfucker is flying out of the horse's shit right now. I'm calling it now. Him and Booyah is gonna get fired sooner rather than later. Mark my word. Ball and Booyah has damaged Xbox for a while. Going back on exclusive was and is a bad decision from Xbox. They could have waited until Xbox Helix came out. Clearly, he's a crumble rat, not to be trusted. Am I right or am I wrong? Given the given the point I have made, ooh, let's go on this, right? What does Xbox Project Helix is a next generation hybrid console PC system designed to run both Xbox and PC games, offering a high end performance and the backwards compatibility. Okay, let's go on. Why did I mention AI? High end graphics and AI. You know, people will not buy that shit. They will not support AI because that just you replacing the people to work on high end graphics. And believe it or not, if you go and type how much is Xbox Helix, it's gonna give you a source, not official, considering base could go a 700, premium window 700, 600 to 700. Industry leaker estimates this fucking much. Rumor driven selling to $1,000 to $1,400. So you're looking at somewhere around almost $2,000. This ain't Xbox anymore. This is not Xbox. This is a full-fledged PC that they're making. And I have called this out multiple times. I'm also not the one that's calling this out. She's saying memory costs will impact both pricing and availability. How about this? Maybe do not go back exclusivity. If all that is so damn expensive, you're in the wrong going back exclusivity. You're not saving Xbox. You're there killing it by not having your games multi-platforming. But there's no exact price has been set. And they might actually cancel Project Helix, which I'm calling it Xbox Helix because it makes more sense. For the fact that I have to go on and say why I feel, uh, um, uh, that's so bad. Oh, damn, my eye. Oh, oh, I hate being blind like that. So basically, you're looking at a total this much altogether. So let's break it down, right? A base will cost somewhere a little more than that. I want to say 650. But honestly, They're not in the competition with PlayStation. They're in the competition with Steam now. We do not know what Xbox Helix going to look like. We've been seeing concept. We've been seeing concept. We do not know what it looks like. We really don't. So, oh, no, no, go open, see. Only thing, so what it has is built for the next generation for the neural rendering, next generation ML upscaling, new ML multi-frame generation, next gen ray generation for ray tracing and path tracing. What the fuck is path tracing? And neural tensor compress and direct storage plus ZSTD. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That is not good. Does Xbox Helix have AI? If you look it up, yes. Expected to integrate AI hardware, software features into. See, this is not good. Bad for business when you put AI, right? So you wonder where Xbox and Microsoft is investing is AI for the new Xbox. And people is not happy. And this is going to cost the system somewhere around between $1,000 to $2,000. It's not good. It's not good. Right there. When I looked at this, what happens if Xbox goes on sale as a company? Will it make their games multi-platform? Is it if Xbox gaming division were sold to another company or spun off as a standalone business, it is highly likely that its games will become multi-platform, releasing software on PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC. Maximum's player base significantly boosts game sales, which typically the primary goal for any independent game publisher. So the best, like chat, let me ask you this: do you think it's safe for Xbox to be spun off as a standalone business, or be a third-party publisher? What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that? I mean, that's stupid, in my opinion. I mean, that's stupid, in my opinion. I mean, that's stupid. No. In my opinion. Come on, stupid. No. Come on, stupid. No. Hey, hey. Ow, ow, ow. My fucking foot. Dude, easy. Easy. Hey, hey. Ow, ow, ow. My fucking foot. Dude, easy. Easy. Damn it. Ah, ah, okay, my bad. So their best bet is just become multi-platform third-party publisher. No. It's under the bag. Trying to distract. So if Xbox Helix is a hybrid gaming PC, it doesn't make no damn sense to have exclusivity. So I'm be typing this. Does it make sense for Xbox Helix to have exclusive games? So basically, they cannot make it. Oh, what is this? When was this article? March 8th. So Gamerant was the first person who reported this, but they're going back out of it. So time exclusive. Some analysts note that Xbox couldn't use time exclusive to attract players to Helix while keeping the most games available elsewhere. Platforms Pacific storefronts. Insiders suggest Microsoft could create Helix Pacific storefront exclude competition. That does confirms Steam is their competition. Competitors like Steam effectively making certain games exclusive to consoles or console. So that means PlayStation is not their thing. So if we go back, as a multi so if I do my research, so basically they're doing it case by case, yet the case by case is Gears of War E-Day's $400 million budget. That doesn't make no sense. They're expecting 7.2 million copies to be sold. They can't affect the number. Clockwork Revolution, $500 million. They're not a full console exclusives. And this is where, and here's the thing. I'm gonna call Matt Bowie a fucking retard of a hypocrite. I will be. Well, here's the thing: Gears of War E-Day and other Gears of War has a multiplayer that's considering it as a live service situation. So you does out there lie right there. No, single player as well. There's multiplayer is just dying. You cannot benefit from cross platform when you have single players games that could benefit y'all to have it on different consoles. So clearly, Gears of War E-Day is a cheap win right here. $4 million, which it was already confirmed to be a $4 million budget game to develop. I have literally called them out. The question is, are they going to admit the problematic? Now that Xbox is dead, people all of a sudden want to turn on Xbox content creators like they haven't been lying to them for the past 15 to 20 years. That community has been worst thing about Xbox brand and being a big reason it's dead now. I made sure to make I made sure to make it super easy to see whether or not Snickers is a legit. We all know what that fat fuck deleted his post. But what was his post referring to? Who was it referring to? Check the dates. So, like I said, all of them, I know several high profile Best of Styles port work started up a few months ago. So that was basically 3 years, December the 15th. And that's not true right here. This got debunked. I believe Bungie's gonna hit the layoff. Colt Eastwood is bad for Xbox and has computed. And here's the thing. It's not true right here. These rumors are false. How is that false then? When it's confirming by someone who's a legitimate and knows what they're talking about. So basically, you guys didn't done shit. I said Collision Zero isn't Xbox flagship anymore. In reality, I feel like they would be threatened to be shut down if Gears E-Day doesn't sell 7.2 point copies. Millions. I should put millions. Which I said to be cleared. To be clear, I meant 7.2 million copies. So Xbox really knows how to make someone not want to support them. Exactly. Now, longtime Xbox fan, Game Pass subscriber for years. Xbox has shown trailers and made promises to keep me subscribed. Games shown before there were raid, delayed for years, or canceled. Why the certain trailer? Is it coming to GP or not? Which, honestly, this dude, you literally spiking the wrong question here. Why did they done it? And right here, this is actually 100% true. Honestly, hard to believe anything Xbox says, since it's pretty clear they're aren't in control of their own destiny under Big M, Microsoft. I'm generally so tired of it's yeah. Um just speaking personally, I really want Xbox to let Ninja Theory ship Senua full multiplat. I love the world I love the world building atmosphere. Does not the gameplay of Hellblade. I always wanted to see what modern Ninja Theory might do with the genre. I find it more appealing. This one is actually good. I think we all learned by now you can't trust anything Xbox says. Basically 100% true. 100% true. Xbox has no vision for the future. Let's see.
Not doing well. That's my problem. Xbox is losing money hand over fist. They are not doing well. That's my problem. And that's your problem, Paris, is that we're fucking smart. If you took any of us and gave us control of Xbox, we would walk into Satya Nadella and be like, we're not getting rid of any of these fucking studios. What we're doing is stopping fucking hardware. You fucked up the world. You fucked up the entire industry by wanting to go after this AI shit, and now no one can buy components. So it doesn't matter if I get Gears as an exclusive as an Xbox. You can't buy a new Xbox because it's too fucking expensive. We can't make new Xboxes because the components are too expensive. The thing that would be the shot in the fucking arm right now would be, hey, we have a brand new spanking console called Helix. That motherfucker's too expensive. So Satya Nadella, eat a big bag of shit, you son of a bitch. You fucked this into the ground. So now we're gonna save the
I just want to. Where's the link to this? Oh. Oh, wait. Oh my god. Oh, I want to watch this. I want to watch this. It's gonna be interaction. YouTube stream as well. Oh. Where's watch us on YouTube? Okay, well, let's go on YouTube. Video. I just want to see it. I just want to see it. I just want to see it. No. Okay, he just made it like. I'm sorry. Huge fan. I love Reforged Gaming. He makes actually a good
The
point.
ongoing disaster for Xbox is just getting started. On the heels of rumors about studio closures and canceled games, the seal is just starting to crack. From everything we are hearing, this is just the beginning. Not only that, based on one already confirmed studio closure with others on the way, it is very clear no one is safe. And obviously, in the wake of all of this, we're hearing rumors and leaks at a breakneck speed. Sneakers SO, the insider who basically leaked every major Xbox change before it happened, is saying some pretty shocking things. Mag, middle-aged gamer guy, received an email from somebody in Xbox leadership who feels Xbox fans have a right to know what's really going on. Matt Ball is already replying to one of the bigger rumors that I covered just last night in an upload. So in a similar way to how the ABK trial took over the news cycle, I anticipate this story being an ongoing and developing situation. So I'm going to do my best to pull out what I feel are like the big highlights and things that have actually happened, while also looking at some of the rumors and the worries that are mounting. I'm also going to make a pretty strong case as to why I don't really believe anything that is being said by anybody from Xbox at this juncture. They are publicly contradicting themselves and saying things that don't line up. Even the very strong claim that Matt Ball has made just this morning, I don't believe him because it is at direct odds with something that Asha Sharma said, and I'll walk you through that. It is a direct contradiction, and it's something that
This guy is smart. He's smarter than I am.
Claimed with the
Let's give a love in
that it is
chat.
being claimed. So if you are watching,
So his style is the Xbox disaster. It's just beginning. It is beginning. Like, we're not believing any bullshit coming from Xbox. We have learned do not believe shit that's from Xbox for the past 3 years. Look how they said, "Oh, Starfield's a full-on exclusive. There's no time period." When that game did not sow your expectation, just like Gears of War, they won't, because reason why, it's hard to get the highest amount of copies to be sold like that. 7.2 million copies has to be sold. If it doesn't sell by then you're screwed.
this later and you like my content, remember to hit like. That helps me out. Subscribe to the channel. That's free. If you want to support directly, help us with our member goal, click join, and for $5 a month, you can get into our Discord and be part of the green room, which we do at the end of every day. You don't get to see that if you're not a member, all right? So let's get into this one. If you thought the bad news for Xbox was picking up speed yesterday, the pedal found a way to get even closer to the floor. With rumors of impending layoffs and potential studio closure, many were speculating who would get the chop. Well, one of the already confirmed closed studios will shock you given the timeline, but worse than that, it's clear from how this is playing out and from what we're hearing from folks in the know, nobody is safe. No developer is considered safe and worthy of protection. So in case you missed it, the big news that broke yesterday is that Ninja Theory is closed. And yes, I was extremely angry about this. Given the timeline, it is absolutely absurd how this developer has been treated. They just announced Senua 1 week ago at your showcase that everyone hailed as a success. And then they get a phone call yesterday, Monday, 1 week after the fact, telling them that they are closing down. Now, they were attempting to do some kind of a buyout or something where, I don't know, that either somebody could buy them or something. Apparently, that has not worked. I am hoping that somebody can snag them. I don't think the economy, however, right now is great for studios to be purchased. I think everybody's going to buckle down. Everybody's lowering their spending. But they have so much pedigree and talent. They have an amazing capture studio that was built, and I don't know if that's going to drive their operational cost too high for anybody to want to purchase them, but the way they were describing...
So he basically is saying that the multi-platform was the best decision. So I don't know. It's just weird. So yeah, I think it would be best bet for Xbox to be like third party publishers so far. So
Senua, I am so genuinely devastated to hear about Ninja Theory. They are one of my favorite developers, even though they disappointed me with Hellblade 2, and I thought they leaned too far into the motion capture. The way they were describing Senua felt like a direct lesson, and that they had learned, and they were going to go more in the direction of like an action game. They were going to go more in the direction of a game where you were doing combat. So this is absolutely grimy. This is right on brand for Xbox to put something into a showcase and then cancel the game and shut the studio down just 1 week later. They used the trailer and they used the company to foster excitement, and it was all smoke and mirrors. This is just one piece in a long line of pieces that to me makes this brand completely untrustworthy and probably not even worthy of your money. We're also hearing that Compulsion, Double Fine, and Arcane Leon are all in jeopardy. Arcane Leon, you may know, that's the studio that's working on Blade. Compulsion is the one that shipped South of Midnight, and Double Fine just recently shipped Kiln, and before that they shipped Keeper. These were games that were praised as being unique and special and more artistically driven. Apparently, all of these studios are in jeopardy. Both Compulsion and Double Fine are allegedly in active negotiations with Xbox. We're hearing from folks in the know that Arcane Leon is actually very close to just being closed down. Multiple sources have claimed that. Apparently, according to the email that Mag got, Blade just didn't feel very good, and the studio is probably in trouble. Now, in the wake of all of this, we're also hearing that the Black Ops 7 team will be held accountable. They're going to see downsizing. Halo and the Halo team is not safe. Fallout and Elder Scrolls are allegedly not even being considered for exclusivity. The Helix is being rescoped and even pushed back with respect to its release date. And there are even rumors from a reliable leaker that they are already discussing how to reverse course on exclusives. Now, this prompted a response from Matt Ball. I ran a video last night. Why? Because Sneakers SO has been incredibly reliable. Like, he basically leaked every major change that Xbox did, all right? And like they've done in the past, they push against something that was never claimed, and I think this is all part of Microsoft's strategy to confuse everybody. Now, track with me here. Matt Ball says...
Okay, so what he said... Okay, right. Hang on. Let's go back to the Matt Ball statement, right? We're looking for the Matt Ball, which he sucks balls for a living. Okay, right here. So he's going on track right here, and he claims these rumors are false, which is not false. It's the truth. You want to know why it's the truth? Because this leaker has been reliable for the past 3 years. So you cannot deny his actual truth. And I believe this leaker is 100% from Xbox leaking this. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I'm thinking, because why is he leaking all of this and it turns out to be true? So that is something, right? It's 100% something.
The following. He says, these rumors are false. Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution will stay exclusive. There are no conversations and have been no conversations to reverse course. And as we said last week, players can continue to expect signature exclusives from us every year. But that's not what Sneakers SO claimed. He never claimed they were trying to reverse course on Gears of War and Clockwork. This is what Sneakers actually said. Quote, I know they are under no illusion that the...
Okay, now what he's gonna go for is Sneakers Xbox. Oh yeah, that's correct. All of this. See, right here. So this person said Sneaker SO said Microsoft or PS5 dev kits, while Xbox X were out here denying rumors. Sneaker SO is more reliable than any suit at Xbox, which is 100% true. So let's go here. So, and this is what he's saying. So,
entirely fan service pleasing exclusive talk was nothing more than a show for convention season. Already there is talk about how to reverse course on it. Now, grammatically, what Sneakers is saying is they're wanting to reverse course on exclusivity as a decision or a talking point. He's not saying they want to reverse course on Gears of War or Clockwork. Matt Ball is making a sweeping claim. According to the email sent to Middle-Aged Gamer Guy, to MAG, the claims that there was no work done on Gears of War E-Day for the PlayStation 5 port, that's totally false. The claims that this was not a last-minute decision, that's allegedly totally false. So I'm sorry, I do not believe a sweeping claim like this. You made a very last-minute reactionary decision to bring back console exclusives, and the decision is allegedly so final and so permanent that you're going to claim there are no conversations, and there have been no conversations on reversing course. Listen, this is not how business works. This is not how business decisions are made. They are never this final. There is never this level of finality to
And which is 100% on the dot. Thank you, Reforged Gaming, for being recorded. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And guess what? Fuck that.
decisions like this. There have almost assuredly been conversations about adapting the plan, reversing the plan, or modifying the plan. Now, why do I know this? Well, because contingencies and audibles are always discussed. If this doesn't work, Asha Sharma herself said they will, quote, look to try and do more exclusives in the future if and when the business is healthier. This means this plan is not locked in, it's not written in stone, it's not permanent. It's contingent on other factors. So to baldly claim that there have been no conversations about reversing, there haven't even been a single one, this is an absurd thing to claim. And to be quite honest, I don't believe anything Xbox says at this point. They said Starfield was not a timed exclusive. That was not true.
Okay, let's put it like this. Right here, right? They said Starfield is an exclusive, not coming to the PlayStation. Yet, look at this. What did they done? Ported Starfield on PlayStation.
True. They said just 4 games. They announced a new Senua game and closed Ninja Theory 1 week later. They finally showed a Perfect Dark trailer and canceled that game 1 year later. They showed a State of Decay 3 trailer 6 years ago. It wasn't even made by the studio. It had elements in the trailer that aren't even going to end up in the game. They had a Series S trailer that was so misrepresentative of the product they had to set the video to private on YouTube. They are a company and a brand with a history of lying. They say whatever needs to be said in the moment, because Asha said the plan is the plan until it's not the plan. So their assurances about exclusives are about as good as any of their other hollow and false assurances that they have given the public over the years. Lest we forget, Sneakers SO leaked basically every major Xbox change over the past few years, and it was always dismissed. It was always claimed that it was made up, it was fake, it was not true, and then it all happened. Just this year, he said massive layoffs were coming, and public assurances were made by a Microsoft employee, of all people, that...
And he really did called it. And now, guess what? They're now reversing on the exclusivity. So that means Xbox doesn't have a high standards on exclusivity. So yeah, Gears of War E-Day will not hit 7.2 million copies.
No layoffs were coming. And the pattern is so painful, it hurts at this point. We are told this is going to happen. Leaks hit. And then we're given public assurances that, nope, that's not going to happen. You can count on this. You can trust us. And it's never true. Xbox gets you to look left, and then they go right. They have mastered the Kansas City Shuffle. I talked about this yesterday. They get everybody to look left, and then they go right. They get everybody to celebrate console exclusives, and now that's all we're going to focus on, to hide behind that instead of what's actually happening to the brand. Leakers and insiders will point to changes or that bad news is coming. They're castigated as liars. And then we find out Xbox is the one that has lied or was intentionally deceptive. Even now, we have Asha Sharma herself painting a very weak commitment to exclusives, saying that they will try to do more if and when the business is healthier. But then Matt Ball says, nope, this is a for sure thing. More exclusives are coming, and the reverse course dialogue, that's never been discussed. This is absurd. It's embarrassing. It's unprofessional. Sadly, we probably haven't even seen the worst of it. It's hard to celebrate a whopping 2 console exclusives when you're literally closing studios down and canceling games that you just announced. And just a little side rant for all the Xbox fans who are acting like Ninja Theory deserves to be shut down. When I was critical of Hellblade 2, I was constantly told that I was being a hater, and it was an Xbox tax, and the game was amazing. It was Game of the Year worthy. And now, like clockwork, the disloyalist self-report of, well, Hellblade 2 was trash, and good riddance, Ninja Theory. I was thrilled when I read the vision for Senua, because it sounded like a sharp pivot from what we saw with the mistakes with gameplay and too much motion capture in Hellblade 2. It honestly read like a course correction. I really hope they get scooped up, while the rest of you turn your back on them and act like they've been crap all along. You know who's been crap all along? A tribalistic fan base that refuses to buy games and celebrates games as if they're amazing, but when the studio gets closed down, they were bad the whole time. No, you've been bad the whole time. But if there's one thing console tribalists have taught me these past few weeks, y'all ain't loyal. You let them throw Sarah Bond under the bus, and she was blamed for the Xbox Everywhere strategy. Now you want to blame the entire brand's fate on Phil Spencer while hailing Asha as your queen.
Damn, he's going out. He's going out on the Xbox. What the actual fuck? Holy hell.
Well, your queen is about to look like a Bloody Mary queen and not a saint or a savior. And look, none of this is her fault, and not all of this is Phil's fault. It's not even all Satya's fault. This has been a long line of bad decisions and overspending that has led us to this point. And the worst part has been having to listen to tribalist nonsense about how the brand can do no wrong and they're profitable and Game Pass is amazing. And then when it all falls through, you're like, well, take Call of Duty off. Take exclusives away. It's Game Pass's fault. It's Sarah Bond's fault. It's Phil Spencer's fault. Yeah, Ninja Theory was always a bad developer. Hearing from you alleged fans has been the worst part of covering this news. And what's even worse, this is a snowball that's picking up speed. Market conditions will likely be the excuse that many people give as a hand wave to just claim that, well, everybody's having to do this. But the truth is, the market conditions are simply a compounding effect on a horribly mismanaged gaming division.
He's actually up in the area because the marketing for Xbox shout out to Reforge Gaming. He's also the greatest person. I love his content. You know, let's see. How bad is Xbox marketing? So, let's see. Basically, they're going to lose a lot of money. A ton. Right? How I said how bad is Xbox marketing? Let's go right here. How bad is Xbox marketing? Xbox marketing has been under heavy criticism in the recent years, with many insiders and fans arguing one of the division's biggest weaknesses, confusing the branding and messaging. One of the most talked about missteps with 2025 was the 2025 and 2026. This is a Xbox campaign which tried to position Xbox games as a playable on devices other than a console. Critics called it baffling, confusing, especially since the mobile store it relied on never launch on time. Many Xbox employees reportedly disliked it. It's now officially retired under new CEO as a part of a brand reset. Fans in the industry observes as Microsoft's marketing often uses multiple names for same features, overloads, consoles, badges, labels, making them hard to sell. There's also been frustration over not clearly expanding or explaining Game Pass to average consumer, despite it being a central part of Xbox's strategy, and which is 100% true. Perceived discrimination or generous, I can't pronounce it. Some players feel Xbox marketing is overly glossy and obtuse, hiding behind a wall corporation messaging rather than being transparent about challenges. Disconnects This connect is seen damaging when compared competitors like Sony, which can leverage a strong library of high-profile exclusives. There's no exclusivity with Xbox. Let's be fucking clear. So misstep was the shift towards multi-platform and cloud gaming has been marked aggressively, but critics argue it hasn't resonated well with the core audience. Recent Game Pass price hike combined with hardware price increases have been seen actively repellent to players. This suggests marketing may be pushing a strategy that alienates existing customers. Bottom line is, while Xbox still has a strong official identity and brand recognition, its marketing has been criticized for being confusing, overly complex, and at times misaligned with consumers' needs. The retirement of This Is a Xbox campaign pushed for a reset single that leadership is aware of these issues, is trying to change the course. Whether that will improve perception in sale remains to be seen. So, that's what he was trying to say. The marketing is so damn bad, it's not working. So, what Sneakers SO saying is 100% legit. So, basically, they're not worthy, howsoever. Right? Now, let's continue.
Xbox's problems and Microsoft's problems are their own. They made this bed, and the current state of the market is just making their problems worse. The market is not the cause of all of this. It's simply adding to the burning fire. So for now, studios, devs, employees, and gamers, buckle up. The bumpy ride is just beginning, and it will very likely get much worse before it even begins to look better. But those are just my thoughts. And now I want to hear your thoughts because I'm so angry. I am furious. When I saw the Ninja Theory news and then I got to hear from alleged Xbox fans about like, yeah, Ninja Theory always sucked. They were a bad developer and their game sucked. I thought the game was amazing. Like when I was critical of Hellblade 2, I had to constantly hear from people about how it was amazing. And it was like, what are you talking about? They made mistakes. They went in the wrong direction. Senua genuinely sounded like a course correction. It did. It was like, oh, wow, they're going to get back to action roots, to gameplay roots. This sounds fantastic. And after you announce their game, you shut them down. And your fans are just right there, willing and ready to swallow the BS and be like, yeah, well, Ninja Theory sucked anyway. Jiminy Christmas. I'm hot, boys. I'm hot. I'm so mad. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me that you just announced a game. Who does that? We thought Perfect Dark was bad. Like they showed, we finally get to look at Perfect Dark, and then a year later, they're like, now we're canceling it, and the studio's gone. And it's like, what? This was a week. This was 1 week. And then you have the gall. You have the gall to walk into the market right now and say anything? We don't trust you. We don't. You're probably the most untrustworthy brand in the market. I don't trust a thing you say. Oh, there have been no conversations about reversing course on exclusives. Then why is Asha Sharma's commitment to it so weak? Why? Why is their commitment so weak if it's guaranteed, if it's locked in, if there hasn't been a single discussion about reversing course? Do you want to know why I don't trust that? That's not how businesses talk. There's not a person at Microsoft or Xbox who's like, no, this exclusives plan, this is locked in. We're not moving. I don't want to hear a single word about reversing course. I don't.
Okay. Okay, now let's go right here. So Xbox goes all in on Halo, PS5 support, PSSR support, faster loading, 3D audio, DualSense exclusive features. So basically, here's the thing. Xbox also goes all in on the future Gears remakes and future Halo titles. PlayStation, hear you.
Saying that Gears E-Day was for tonight. Why are you being allowed to reveal these things? Is that a member of Xbox leadership wants to have some clarity to the people because they deserve it. Public-facing executives will lie to your face. Example, Greenberg saying that Gears E-Day was never being worked on for PlayStation or that it wasn't pulled last minute. Both are lies. Double Fine is working on a plan to become independent, which you guys obviously already knew about, and Ninja Theory has now failed its buyout and is closing down. Not sure if Senua will even release. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 leadership will be held accountable, and that team is being reduced. Halo Studios is not safe. The road to creating Infinite was filled with failed projects, overspending, and Infinite did not do well. It had huge players, but not enough monetizing potential to make up for losses for years. Gears of War E-Day is exclusive for now. Gears 2 Remake is still planned for multi-platform. I ask you all.
I just don't get what Colt Eastwood done that for. That's the thing. So basically, do not believe Xbox's executives' words. Believe Snickers SO words. So basically, he's trying to tell you all these executives, vice president, CEO, CSO, CCO, they are not to be trusted. And for Sorry about that. My mom came in. So yeah. So, anyways, yes, I live with my mother. She has a disability, health wise. But yeah, what Reforge Gaming is saying is that do not trust any person from at Xbox whatsoever, because what are they doing? Exclusivity is also killing them. And look, Gears of War 2 remake is already in talks of being a multi-platform. If that's the case, then Gears of War is gonna wind up forever being a multi-platform. So, this frustrates a lot of gamers, not just journalists. It's also almost a lot of gamers, and they're not just PlayStation. It's also Xbox players. So, in the end of the day, you're literally looking at the deathbed of Xbox right now. So let's go on what Reforge is saying.
I don't want to hear a single conversation about reversing course. That's not how businesses operate. There's always contingency plans. There's always audibles. There's always what ifs. There's always like, hey, we'll do this for as long as it's profitable. Nobody frickin' talks like this in business. You're like, there hasn't been any conversations. What did he say? He's like, there are no conversations and have been no conversations. I'm like, how could you possibly say that? How could you say that? Asha Sharma literally makes it sound like, I mean, yeah, if we get healthier, we'll try to do more. That doesn't sound like it's a guaranteed locked-in thing. And you think we're that stupid that we're supposed to believe this wasn't a last-minute decision, and you have the nerve to tell the public, yeah, we weren't working on a version of Gears for PS5. Oh, really? You just had end cards with the PS5 logo? Was that an oopsie-daisy? Was that a fake mock-up? Was that somebody trolling? Like, there is no reason to trust this brand. They lie. They have lied countless times. There's no reason to trust them. You'll literally show us a trailer for a game so everybody gets excited, and then you'll shut the studio down a week later. So when you tell me that this is locked in, you're not going to go back on this commitment, you have the frick right. You've gone back on how many commitments just in the last, 14 days. You're not trustworthy. You're not.
Amen, brother.
Trust? You want people to trust what you're saying? You're going to have to earn it back. Because, buddy, you're in the toilet right now. There is
Just love how he's mentioned toilet, but yeah, it's not wrong. Just look at how, like, how big is Halo on PS5? If you look, right? Oh, god damn my ear. It's weird. I wouldn't believe him in a way like that. See? Right here. Right here. What does this say? Halo PS5 poisoned to sell extremely well, topping PlayStation Store charts around the world. It's going to be hit. And now, let me tell you, this is where the exclusivity had died. Right? Top fucking one in the chart. Or top charts. So, presumably, the game's position will only improve as information deployed closer to release last week. Simple, we learned an entire campaign can be played in third person. Xbox has said the feature of Halo is on the PlayStation, but Red Mom firm has been sending mixed messages about which titles it will port to Sony's console moving forward. But it may be difficult for Microsoft to overlook these sales, especially with the health of Xbox division under increasing security right now. So basically, you're cut yourself fucking mess right here. Like, the numbers don't fucking lie. When they reporting these kind of things, they're not fucking around when they saying this. Because, so let's see. Indie in America is more expensive premium trilogy, currently ranking 7th place with only a Ferris versions. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which, that's not too bad. In UK, it's a standard trilogy that's currently the most pre-ordered game with a premium trilogy in the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or, I think they need to type that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I believe it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4. But to me, it's in 5th place. So therefore, in France, number 1 is the premium trilogy, the deluxe, right? And I believe this is Germany. Halo campaign involved is top 1. Okay. What's the So basically soon it's gonna be like top right here. I believe it's gonna go to be like top 2 or top 3 somewhere for America. But that is actually pretty impressive if you think about it. Not just that, that shows y'all marketing Halo more than Gears, and that was the situation that um the Gears didn't have a chance. So you guys fell on that, but I believe there's always comeback for them if they go back on multi-platforming.
Absolutely no reason to believe a single thing that they say. They say what's needed in the moment, and then when we all turn around 2 months later, we're like, yeah, well, that didn't last. Well, that's not what they meant. Well, man, oh my gosh, Starfield's not a timed exclusive. Oh, and yet, apparently it was. Just 4 games. Here's Senua. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'm more insulted by the posture of like, well, we're gonna say this thing on Twitter, and then guess what? Everybody grabs it and runs with the headlines. You did the same thing when Sneakers SO said there'd be massive layoffs this year.
Oh, also, Sneakers SO that uh okay, where do you have to go for here? So this Green Pulse Crybaby. Sounds good with you. He's a fraud. So let's see. Uh now they cracking down on this. They're now cracking down. Uh that's not good. Uh they just look, this is where they just gonna rely on Game Pass so much that they're up in the alley where they're gonna fucking boom. Let's see. Uh see. Dude, damn. They don't have that. Okay. Ooh. Is it Amy Hood? Yeah, Amy Hood, right? Yeah. What was I? Also, Sneakers SO said about SOS Roma that she conned Microsoft. God damn it, my keyboard, man. Okay. Microsoft, she's American offensive. Uh, let's see. Uh, God damn it, I'm not trying to copy and fucking paste. Damn. I don't want to type his name. claim that so now let's continue.
You guys ran out and you made assurances that there were no layoffs coming. A Microsoft employee, for crying out loud, got on Twitter and said, yeah, that's not happening. Really? Really? How many times do we have to do this? How many times? How many times does someone like Sneaker SO have to be like, well, this is what's going to happen. These are what the discussions are. No, it's not. That's not happening. No, it's not. And then it does. It's like a broken record where nobody wants to hear the music. It's like you just keep going back and doing the same thing over and over again.
History
Maybe
repeats.
You should take a page out of the other company's books and just shut up and make games. You could try that.
Oh yeah.
Just shut up and make games. Get off of Twitter. Stop making these grand assurances and these replies about things because they're hollow. They are absolutely hollow. You've done this so many times now that the minute you say something, I can.
Let's go on his chat. I'm curious what his chat. Oh well, you know what? Never mind.
Not believe people even take it to the bank. You guys are writing rubber checks. It's like there's no reason to take anything you say even remotely serious. You just lie. You guys have lied this entire gen, from the Series S marketing to just recently. Just last week, you showed us a trailer for a game from a studio that you knew you were closing. You guys, you are a company of lies. The loyalty makes no sense to me. What are you loyal to? There's nothing to hold on to. There's no vision. There's no mission statement. There's no clarity. It's just react. And whatever they're doing, well, this is the best thing, or this is what needs to happen. Jiminy Christmas. Most untrustworthy company I think I've ever had to cover. And the worst part is the way the public and the way the press play along with it. It's like,
I totally understand. That's upsetting. Ooh. Oh, that's removed? So Espot is gonna lose Halo Studios because guess what? Halo is not their exclusive anymore. Not their flagship. And this is false. They went A on this shit. That's the truth. And people doesn't want to see it. So what he's saying and what Sneakers SO is saying is 100% facts.
Within not even 18 hours, like the dirt is still loose on the grade.
So if we go to this, every single port, right? 30%, right? Here's the thing, that didn't stop Halo to be the best game for PlayStation. And yeah, there's gonna be layoffs. So let's go. What Matthew Ball is saying is false, and plus, it's not what he said too. So all this is happening because they try and get the money and repay and invest on AI. Like I said, but here's the thing: you just made the fastest decision was pull Gears of War E-Day and not coming to the PlayStation. That was the fastest decision. That was a last minute decision, sweetheart. That just makes you a complete moron, complete fraud to the company. You don't know shit how to do things. You're just investing AI for Xbox, and you know, so that's troubling. That's really troubling in my opinion. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I guarantee they are reversing the exclusive plans. They're not going to tell the truth. Uh, so basically, how I see it, uh, Xbox is completely done because they're going to invest AI so fucking much, and they just don't give a shit about gamers. They really don't. So at this time, I just gonna say this: fuck Xbox at this point. They're shooting themselves in the biggest foot, the biggest hole. They're showing up in their ass. It's like, hey, we don't get exclusivity for Xbox is dead. It's been dead for years. Sneakers SO has been correct for the past 3 fucking years, and people are still treating him like he was lying. I look on his record, and he was correct every single thing that he's saying. The exclusivity is no longer when Phil Spencer was in charge. December the 15th. Guess what? He was correct. He was 100% correct. So anyone that believes the PR bullshit, they're lying to you. They're lying to you completely. That's how the PR damage control works. They're gonna lie to you. There's no fixing it. There's no coming back from the damage they have done for many years. And Microsoft CEO actually admits they invested on Xbox for the past 25 years, and yet where's the money going towards X or Microsoft? They're not giving the money to Microsoft. They're spending it. For example, Gears of War E-Day, allegedly $400 million, and they're expecting to sell 7 million copies. Let's see. Um, how much budget is Clockwork Work. So, but according to the reports, it's 5 million for Clockwork Evolution. Um, how much copies Clockwork Evolution expected to sell? Let's see. So if it already released, all this backfiring them. So basically, predicting the first month 193,600 copies. If it were already released, a range of 96,800 to 300. Sorry, 387,300 copies, depending on the market condition. This estimate is based on the current same wishlist activity with historical sales patterns. So basically, they're gonna not make it to a million. Basically, how I see fit. They're not gonna hit the all-time record for Clockwork Evolution. So basically, Gears of War 8 Days is not gonna sell very well. Clockwork Evolution is not gonna sell well. I know this because when you put like so much money into games like that, you know damn well you're gonna. Uh so yeah. I don't believe Oh. Oh.
Microsoft is considering options for its Xbox gaming unit, including a potential Xbox unit. I, for one, would love to see the Xbox Game Studios out from underneath the Microsoft.
Filmora 15 understands your intent, dissolving the space between thought and action. With AI Extend, those almost moments find their perfect continuation. Even text transforms, breathing life into your message.
Is Xbox already backtracking on exclusives? Well, it seems like that might be happening according to a notable insider who got a lot of this stuff right earlier this year. If you're unaware, Sneakers SO said there would be impending layoffs, they'd be significant. They were concerned that Xbox would mainly only start focusing on their big IPs, and that's essentially everything that we have heard from Asha Sharma and the memo that she put out just days after having a stellar showcase that everybody was sort of celebrating. And at the time, I warned and said, you got to watch out. This company makes you look left and they're going right. And that's essentially what seems to be. So it doesn't go against.
Okay, let's see. I want to go NAO GAF? Ah. Okay, let me I see. I'm trying to look. Okay, we're going deep. I'm pretty. I swear I saw this. I tell him I swear I saw it up and down, but I can't find it. I saw it like it was posted on Reddit or something. And it got removed probably.
Of Ninja Theory, and you're out here being like, well, Matt Ball said there's not a single conversation about reversing Coruscant exclusives. I don't believe him. I know for a fact that's not true because of how Asha Sharma talked about this.
Um, I want to show you guys the comment. I told him also Snickers. So and claimed that Asha Sharma, that she conned Nadella and Amy Hood. Is it where? I'm trying to look. Um, trying to look. Um, for it. Trying to look for it. Try, trying. I'm looking for it, but I remember he said that.
Most untrustworthy company I think I've ever had to cover. And the worst part is the way the public and the way the press play along with it. It's like within not even 18 hours, like the
No, my
dirt
bad.
is still loose on the grave of Ninja Theory, and you're out here being like, well, Matt Ball said there's not a single conversation about reversing Coruscant exclusives. I don't believe him. I know for a fact that's not true because of how Asha Sharma talked about this. Asha Sharma's comments in her own interview falsify his claim. It's like, what you're saying ain't true, bro. You guys have already internally discussed whether or not this would continue. All you got to do is watch the Asha Sharma interview to know, like, you can't possibly make that claim. It's not possible for a business to make this sort of a plan that fast and that concretely. That's not how business operates. It isn't. Now, I personally think what he's doing is a bit of grammatical ninjutsu. I think what he's saying is there have been no conversations on reversing course on Gears of War and Clockwork Revolution. That's what it is. It's like it's grammatical ninjutsu with these guys. It always is. It's like, well, wait a minute. Sneakers wasn't saying that you guys were going to reverse course on Gears of War and Clockwork. He said there were already talks about, like, we should reverse course on this, on just bringing back exclusives in general. You expect me to believe that there's not a single person at Microsoft, there's not a single person at Xbox that's like, I don't think we should do this. I don't think this is financially viable. You mean everybody's just instantly on board? This ain't Twitter, and this ain't a podcast where people are just going to repeat what you want them to repeat. You expect me to believe that the entire edifice of Microsoft and Xbox decision-making, everybody was on board in the blink of an eye? Nobody has balked? Nobody has questioned? Nobody has considered the revenue ramifications of doing exclusives again? Nobody? You're just all on board. Not a single peep, uttered sentence, word, whisper, email, nothing. Nobody has said anything about maybe we just shouldn't do this. This isn't a good idea. We don't have enough consoles in circulation for this to be viable. It's too expensive. The games are so expensive. So there's not a single person at Xbox or Microsoft that has questioned this plan. They're just all aboard the return to exclusives train. Meanwhile, Asha Sharma's commitment is soft. I mean, it's soft at best in the interview that she does. But you want to come out and you want to falsify rumors. You know what it does to me at this point? It makes me believe the rumors more. It makes me believe the rumors more. They tend to respond to this sort of thing when it's true. That's when they respond to this sort of thing. They don't respond to these things when they're false. Like, it just gets kind of ignored. We've seen some crazy rumors over the years, right? They've responded to these things, and every time it's like, that's damage control. You don't want people to think this is going to happen, which means I have more cause to believe it now. Like, I don't know. 5 months ago, when Sneakers SO said there'd be massive layoffs coming, and there were very strong assurances made that that wasn't going to happen. Really? What you say is truth on a timer. It's like an egg timer. It's like, this is true until the timer goes off. Ding! Not true anymore. Sorry, we have to do massive layoffs and shut studios down. I mean, it was true for the last 5 months. We weren't doing layoffs for the last 5 months. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's truth on a timer. You know, that's the Xbox way. Just 4 games. Starfield's not a time exclusive. The plan is the plan until it's not the plan. All of your truth is on a timer. It's true for like just this moment. That's what's so irritating to me. It's like you guys literally slap down leaks and slap down rumors, and they all end up being true. Yeah, the first-party games aren't going to the other consoles. These leakers. And then it all happened. Remember when these leakers and guys like Sneakers were talking about how, like, yeah, everything's on the table. Halo's on the table. Gears is on the table. No way, dude. No. All these assurances made. And here we sit. All of it happened. So you can take your assurances, stuff them in a box, and put them away. I don't care. Your assurances are worth nothing to me. You might as well pay me in Monopoly money. It's worthless. All that matters now is in the pudding. And at the end of the day, you guys are going to have way less studios and way less games coming to the market because you spent yourself into an absurd corner. And the only way out is destruction. You just absolutely have to destroy studios.
It's not wrong.
No, all these assurances made. And here we sit. All of it happened. So you can take your assurances, stuff them in a box, and put them away. I don't care. Your assurances are worth nothing to me. You might as well pay me in Monopoly money. It's worthless. All that matters now is the games. Proof is in the pudding. And at the end of the day, you guys are going to have way less studios and way less games coming to the market because you spent yourself into an absurd corner. And the only way out is destruction. You just absolutely have to destroy studios. You have to bring your operational costs down so dramatically fast. And that's the only way to do it. That's it. Those are your options. There are no other options. Which is why I think we're just seeing the beginning. I think there's so many studios that are likely on the chopping block. Like we're getting like a glimmer of what's going to happen. That's it. That's all we got. Well, okay, so currently some are in like negotiations, right? We have no idea what's going to come of that. The hope would be that enough of these studios could either spin off independent or get scooped up. But the market's terrible right now. This is one of the worst times to try to buy a studio. Everybody's trying to lower costs. PlayStation is going to do layoffs. Don't sit here and act like that. The Team Blue is going to dodge this. They're not. They're going to do layoffs. So they are not in the market to come buy a studio, because Ninja Theory would be a perfect fit. They would. Ninja Theory would be a great fit. They'd be like another Housemarque. Which there's a great interview with Chris String where Housemarque's like, oh yeah, we're growing, we're flourishing, we have more employees now. And people are trying to spread the rumor that like Housemarque's going to get closed down.
Excuse me, sir, how old were you when you made your first million?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
I made my first million last year, actually.
What line of work are you in?
I'm in sales.
Okay, what's the best advice you can give someone that's in sales?
You're only as good as your sales reps and your CRM.
What CRM do you use?
We used to use one of the old legacy CRMs, but it just didn't give us the speed and agility that we needed. But then we switched to Monday CRM and sales started.
There's a whole thread. There's a whole thread from Sneakers about what led to this moment. And basically it was they just kept spending money. They just kept spending money. Money. The only way to bring about the subservice vision that Phil Spencer had for the brand was to spend large amounts of money. That was it. That was the plan. No, we're not going to spend large amounts of money on shoring up talent, bolstering studios, and setting up our studios for success. They just went and bought a bunch of stuff because they really did. They thought ABK was going to solve their revenue problem, and they thought ABK was going to solve their subscription service problem. They thought a bunch of people were going to sign up. You talk about absolute foolhardy delusion to think that, like, well, people keep buying and canceling Game Pass, and we've kind of plateaued. Well, I know what the solution is. We'll just give people more games on the service. You're not going to change the behavior with more games. You know what I think they bought into? I think they literally bought into the delusion that, like, Cadence would solve all their problems. Do you remember when I said that Cadence was all they focused on? Cadence over quality. Why? That was the only way to keep people on the subservice. Because if you have a slowdown in Cadence, guess what people do? They're going to unsub. They're going to be like, well, I'm just going to wait for your next big game. I'm going to unsub and wait for Call of Duty. Like, this is why. This is why they focus on Cadence. It was the only solution. It's like, people aren't subbing and staying. They're subbing and leaving. We're not retaining. We're not growing. So what's the solution? We're going to spend billions of dollars, and then we'll just be able to just, like machine gun, just hit Game Pass every month with stuff. But the problem is, people had already had their behavior trained to treat Game Pass and games as super disposable. No more day and date. Day and date, in my estimation, is dead within 18 months. There is absolutely no way day and date survives any of this. Listen, I want you to think about what this company thinks about you. They don't care what you think long term. They care about what you think right now. They are willing to show you a Senua trailer so you get excited during the showcase, and then they'll close the studio a week later. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. They don't care. They literally had another studio make the first State of Decay 3 trailer. They don't care. There's something in the State of Decay 3 trailer that's not even going to be in the game, like zombie animals. That's like the entire turning point of the entire trailer. It's not even going to be in the game. It's just made up. It's fake. It's phony. They don't care. They just want you excited during the showcase. So guess what? Play It Day 1 on Game Pass was all over. It was all over that showcase. Brother, they'll kill that just as fast as they killed Ninja Theory, because they don't care. They do not care. You generate the hype, and then afterwards, it doesn't matter. You got what you were supposed to get. You got everybody talking about your showcase. You got everybody counting about your stuff. Did you count my renewal? I haven't shut up for 31 minutes, brother. The goal's not even pulled up. All right. Let's do some housekeeping. Let's do some housekeeping. Hang on a second. All right, hang on. I got to do some retread here. All right, so Christopher, Hanshot first and so Christopher renewed, Joker Quinn gifted, Siege Master renewed with 54 months button pressed, Fuzzy renewed and said these studios might be in jeopardy, but it's all right because of the ubiquitous ownership of all gaming with DirectX. Xbox will soldier on. Okay, thank you. McWaffle for 32 months. What hurts most is how it finally felt like Xbox was moving in a positive direction overall. New leadership, etc. But nope, still the same Microsoft. $10 super chat from Dober Squad says Gears E-Day getting takeoff PlayStation 5 was dumb because it would have sold well because it looked good, but it's not enough for me. This is why I'm telling you the plan is not concrete. They're literally saying that live service games will stay multi-plat. Gears of War is a live service game. They already have season passes listed in the store. They already have season passes listed in the store. They don't even know why they chose Gears. They didn't choose Gears according to their own hierarchy. It was a reaction. It was a literal reaction. It was like, well, I tell you what we'll do. Gears. Kick off the show with Gears. Make it exclusive. That's why all their assurances about how, like, nah, there's no conversations about reversing course. Yeah, your tweets are going to age about as well as Aaron Greenberg's. We'll just put yours right next to his moldy tweets about FPS on the consoles and how Starfield is not a timed exclusive. We'll just put yours in the Aaron Greenberg tweet Hall of Fame about how, yep, Starfield's not a timed exclusive, and whatever he said about 120, 60 FPS being the standard and up to 120, and then the Series S comes out and it's like, oh, you sure about that? You sure about that? Why'd you guys set your Series S video to private on YouTube? All your assurances. Heath Stevens with 26 months. Remember when the emails leaked and Phil said they will evangelize whatever he says? Some of us have tried to warn them. A $5 super chat from Dark Taco. Lono, it's my birthday. I'd love for you to get unbanned in D2 so we could raid, but I'll settle for chat going crazy with gifteds. Dark Taco wants to see some gifteds. Metallic Spice with a gifted. Kino Mansky with 8 months says, I get your anger on Ninja Theory, but it's a rational decision. Even with a more action-based game, the Hellblade franchise doesn't sell and lose money each time. Okay, here's my problem with what you're saying. They set these studios up to make a small amount of money, and then they're like, you didn't make enough money. Number one, you hurt the production of the game with the presence of the Series S, so then the game has to come out at 30 FPS, which is automatically a blemish on the game and the reception of the game. Then you limit it, right? Hellblade 1 was on PlayStation, so you limit the sequel to just Xbox. Then you put it day one on Game Pass. And then it comes later to PlayStation, and now all of a sudden, magically, it's 60 FPS. We don't know what happened. Oh my gosh. There might be a parity clause for first-party studios that really, really helps those studios make their games fast. So I wonder why they didn't generate enough cash. You elongate the development pipeline by making them make the game for the Series S. Then you limit it to your small, embarrassingly small hardware footprint comparatively to PlayStation. It's embarrassing. You're a third of the size. That's a joke. So you make it take longer, you shrink where it's going to land, and then you put it on Game Pass day and date. If the plan was any dumber, you wouldn't even be able to say it. It'd be intelligible. You'd be like, that was so dumb, I don't even know what you said. It's dumb. It's a dumb business plan. And then you're going to turn around and be like, I can't believe these games didn't make money. It's unbelievable. We made development take longer. We limited the footprint. Our hardware saturation's terrible, and we put it day one on Game Pass so people don't have to buy it. Where's the money? Guess it's time to cancel and close another studio. Good job. Good job, Xbox. What an amazing strategy you have. It's just phenomenal. It truly is it's such a brilliant plan. It's just dizzying how brilliant it is. Good job. That's excellent. That's so good. I can't wait to see more studios close because you made it hard for them to develop their game with your dumb Series S choice, and then you limit the footprint to Xbox, which is way smaller than the rest of the market, and then you put it day one on Game Pass. And then you're going to turn around and scratch your noggin and go, I can't believe this game didn't make a lot of money. Meanwhile, folks are running narrative on Housemarque and Sorrows. It didn't sell enough. It underperformed. They just did an interview with Chris Dring, and they're like, "Yeah, we're growing. We're doing great over here." It's almost like when you foster talent and you trust a studio, and they make a great game, and it ships on your platform, and it aligns with their budget and their spending. Wow, the studio is healthy. It's like, gee, I wonder what that would look like. Foster an entire culture of devaluing games and then wonder why games aren't selling and making lots of money. It's truly bewildering. Sherlock Holmes couldn't figure this one out.
Hello, motherfucker.
What's up, Blaze?
Joker Quinn. Psycho Hex says, with 55 months, what's good, Hex? Microsoft doing Microsoft things. When will people realize they're the most evil of evil corps in the world? Now, I've got some people to thank over here on Twitch as well. I'm so sorry, Twitch, you're getting ignored. Juice with 4 months. And then 49 months from Giza. Thank you guys so much for those huge resubs. I'm just now getting to them. I've been in full-on rant mode. Senua game on Showcase, probably bait for some potential buyer. That's like the best light you could view it in.
Nice.
They put that trailer in there so that maybe it would help Ninja Theory get scooped up. Mag read an anonymous email from Xbox upper management saying don't trust Xbox's PR. Yeah. Mag literally said it was somebody at an event, somebody in Xbox leadership sent him an email and is like, the Xbox fans deserve to know the truth. And they were like, don't trust anything that they say. They'll literally tell you whatever needs to be said in the moment. And he's right. They're liars. They are. There's no reason to hold back on this anymore. They lie to the public. It's what they do. You're allowed to say that. This isn't your ex-girlfriend or your mother-in-law. It's a company, and they lie. They have a pattern of lying. They tell the public one thing, or at the very least, they intentionally mislead the public with obfuscation and non-answers. All these non-answers, like the CFO says that games are going to go to PlayStation and Nintendo, and Phil Spencer's like, we have no plans to put Game Pass on PlayStation and Nintendo. Kansas City shuffle. Get you to look left when they're going right. Sneakers says, yeah, the exclusive thing was just for show. They're already thinking about how to reverse it. What's Matt Ball say? We're not reversing course on Gears of War and Clockwork Revolution. That's amazing because that's not what Sneakers said. You've just falsified something that was never said. It's shadow boxing. It's like wham, wham, wham. Yep, see? Xbox is strong on this. They're not reversing course on exclusives. It's like, well, no, that's not what Sneakers said. Sneakers comes out in the beginning of the year and says massive layoffs are coming. And what happens? Microsoft employee walks into the public and is like, this is false, this is made up, this isn't happening. They lie. They lie. It's a company that lies. That's their legacy. It's a legacy of lies. There's no reason to play nice with them anymore. They don't have strength in the gaming market. Stop being scared of them. They have no power here. They have none.
He's right though. And here's the thing: why do we have to believe Xbox after they just fucking lied again and again and again? Let me put it like this: a good leaker insider. Oh, let me tell you, he hasn't been wrong for 3 fucking years, right? He hasn't. Let's go over this, shall we? Right? Right? Let's go over this. Personally, there's a multiple reason why you should trust Xbox right now. It's 100% facts that and the reason why they don't want they do not want. Let me put it like this: why is it that Xbox shutting these studios down is because they bought so much, and they're like $20 billion out. Uh so I I believe Xbox is most likely gonna get spun off or be selling real soon. Um so honestly, So this guy here, Hazard Gaming, is an idiot. Do not believe Hazard Gaming there, because he's not gaming news. He just target people that goes by what the leaker, aka Sneakers SO, goes by. Isn't Nate the Hate the same person that massive layoffs were going to happen in January? These do not look like will happen this time, but you notice he's saying it after the fact. If it was him before, he probably come back and say, "See, I was right." Nah, he's not. Just check that. Was Snickers SO. Snickers SO didn't say January. He said first quarter 26 back in October last year. Microsoft's first quarter starts in July, which and also Xboxes as well. So these two games are exclusive. Yeah, that sucks. So let's be real. He's not wrong. So it's not good. It's not good. I'm trying looking for about what I saw, but it's not good. It's really not good. Uh for business, and considering this, lying to your players, lying to a lot of people, that is not good for business. Let's be real here. Um it's not. It really isn't. So those that's stupid from Xbox all along.
They're a publisher at best. They need Steam and they need PlayStation. They have no power, they have no leverage. Because the only way their business is sustainable going forward is selling big games like Call of Duty on multiple platforms. They have no power, they have no leverage. They are a failure. They are an embarrassing, abysmal failure. Stop holding back. They have no power over you. None. I know the events are fun. I know getting access to review codes is fun. They are a failing company, and they have lied to the public time and time again. What do we do? Why hold back? They're dishonest. They are actively right now misleading the public. They're creating a fog of war. It is garden variety Microsoft obfuscation. Everybody's confused. Nobody knows what the frick's going on. It wouldn't even surprise me. It wouldn't even surprise me if the leaks and the counter to the leaks, it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm gonna believe on the leaks here. Because at the end of the day, Xbox has not been trustworthy for Xbox players in such a long time, and they fucked up, and there's no trust into it. So Xbox done fucked up big time. So at this point, why not spawn Xbox off and or sell it like all together? Because at this end of the day, Xbox is not Xbox anymore. Xbox ended, like Xbox being Xbox ended like back in 2013. Actually, no, after Xbox 360 days. Let's be real. Okay.